What's up, guys? It's Friday night, and you're tuning into On Air with Kim and Selene, but still me helming the show today. First of all, I'm so sorry that we are running about 3 minutes behind. Some technical issue, but we got it all settled. So once again, as many of you are aware of, now this show is part of the initiative to support the donation campaign that Aforadio has launched in April, and it's called Safe with Stories Mine. So before we begin and go slightly more in depth, here is the short video clip. So take a look. Right, that's right. Safe with Stories Mine, it's a joint initiative between Aforadio, Track Kit, Kiwanis Malaysia, and VGI Transit. Now, for this campaign, we've been getting people we know, like artists, entertainers, influencers, and even the public to lend us their voices by reading a children's book and share it on their social media account. And at the same time, also to urge the public to make a donation to help fund essential items and education materials to special kids and the underprivileged communities. So as we chip in to donate, at the same time, the storytelling does provide some form of entertainment to you and your little ones. So this made Safe with Stories Mine very special. So do make your contribution to support this noble cause. So you can click on the link that's going to be pinned in the comment section below. And for more information, you can always visit our page on both Facebook and Instagram. Our both handle would be Safe with Stories Mine. So spread the love and message and get more people to donate too. And so yes, we have been, if you notice, we've been running a series of Kiwanis specials in the last couple of weeks. And the objectives behind are that, we want to expose our listeners to Kiwanis Malaysia. And then we have also a series of an episode about Kiwanis International, what has been their hallmark here in Malaysia, and of course, the causes they support. Now, in the past, we also talk about, the 17 permanent projects representing centers for children. And of course, mainly special needs children, which are established and managed by Kiwanis clubs here in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, the Kiwanis Down Syndrome Foundation has become a signature service project that has gained international recognition and become, I think, synonymous with the Kiwanis brand. So I particularly love every episode of Kiwanis Special Series, and not because I am in it, of course, but we have many aspiring leaders who have come on board to share their experiences with the NGO. So if you have missed our sharing, so do click on the playback button and listen again across all of our platforms, be it on our Facebook page, on our Aforadio app, or even on the website. So it's up to you to choose. So tonight will be our finale. So it's going to be our final episode of Kiwanis Specials for now. But before that, I want to take this opportunity as well to first shout out to Ivan, our immediate past governor of Kiwanis Malaysia, for coming together with us and arrange this series of interviews with all the keynote speakers that we have. So we have been liaising a lot in the past couple of weeks, and things were just so smooth because of you. So thank you so much, Ivan. And of course, this also didn't mean that they will no longer come to Aforadio. We welcome Kiwanis, members of Kiwanis at any other time. But joining us this evening, we have three speakers with us to talk about the way forward with Kiwanis Malaysia. So let me introduce them to all of you listening out there. They are Dr. Laurence Lim, District Governor of Kiwanis Malaysia. We also have Dato Fatimah Saad, past Governor and Chair for Kiwanis Malaysia Academy, and Mr. Gary Wong, Chair for Youth Service Leadership Program and Committee Member for Kiwanis 4.0 project. Interesting enough, isn't it? So let's bring them all up front, shall we? Come on up.
Hi.
So we have Gary, we have Dato Fatimah, and we have Dr. Laurence. Welcome to Aforadio.
Thank you, Selene, for inviting us.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much for taking your time or joining us tonight. So, to friends and all the Kiwanian supporters out there, if you wish to say hello to our keynote speakers for today, do comment below and let us know. So, give a thumbs up and don't forget to help share this video. Now, I had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Laurence and Gary before this, but this is going to be my first with Dato Fatimah. So certainly look
Hi.
forward to some great sharings as always, right? I think
Okay.
the viewers who tune in will know that I always like to begin with the golden question, the same rule of time. It's like I like to start it off by asking maybe something more personal to you, but related to Kiwanis, of course. So all three of you definitely have come a very long way with Kiwanis now. And I bet like all the KC, all the Kiwanis club members would have most definitely recognized you. So now, in your own personal story, tell us like how did you first became involved with the organization? A little bit on your personal banter at this starting, this beginning of our live session. Should we start it off with Dr. Laurence first?
Yeah, okay. We had to go back in history.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think, why I was working with the corporate sector, and
Mhm.
I was fortunate to work with big organization. They were also very charitable in the way they run the
Right.
business, combining, not just making profits, but also contributing back to help the society. And
Yep.
unfortunate. So I was very involved in charitable work all the years that was in corporate. And it became a natural thing that, when I retired from corporate life at 50, to get involved in, continuation of my charitable work. And I, met up with Maria from Kiwanis, and who introduced me to this her club of Kiwanis Club of Damansara. I find it was a very natural fit to what I want to do. And it's just like a mutual attraction, All right. There was no hesitation for me, when I know that it was to help the underprivileged children and special kids,
Right.
because there's always been a soft spot on my heart for these people.
Mhm.
And I always believe that, despite all the charity work of providing, food, shelter, care, love, I strongly believe that education is also a very important uh, I would say an important phase or hope for them to
Yeah.
make it a better
To get out
their
of the
life,
current
to get out
situation
the
we are in.
poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because
Right.
of that, I started to be much more involved in various activities with the club, and over the years have contributed more and more in different capacity. And you have seen that through to various interviews with all the Kiwanians last 6
Definitely.
episodes. That Kiwani is a sign that you can do your service, but also learn to be better leaders.
Correct.
And that's how I ended to take on the current position of district governor for Kiwanis district of Malaysia.
What is your first KC club then? I would say
Uh,
the club that you joined.
Kiwanis Club of Damansara.
Damansara would be the one. Oh, that's very near to my place.
Yeah.
All right.
So we know what to do, and you have no excuse not joining, isn't it?
Okay. They emphasize a lot on me receiving the form already. Now, what about you, Dato Fatimah? Tell us like how do you get involved with Kiwanis? How all this
Okay.
started?
Okay. My pleasure. I joined Kiwanis in 1993. I was
Wow.
working with the government then. Well, actually, it's a bit of a long story. When I was, a friend. When there's a part of my life that I was searching for something, so this friend sort of introduced me to Kiwanis. So, I joined the Metro KL Club, and after 2 years, I formed uh, the Kiwanis Club of Taman Tun. So I was
Ah.
the founder of the Kiwanis Club of Taman Tun, and I've been with Taman Tun till now. And it's a long journey for me. See, from a president, from an ordinary member, I became president. I became founding president. Then I get involved at the district level, secretary, and
Yeah.
all that. And of course, the in 2015, 16, I became the governor, 16 governor, I think. And I've not really fully retired. Then they roped me in to be the chairman of this Kiwanis Academy. And from there, you can tell that my heart is really with Kiwanis, because I like the noble objective of Kiwanis, which is to, to to support the children, to give children a better life, or to enhance their living and all that. So basically, that's why I joined Kiwanis. That's why, and I stay in Kiwanis because I like it, and I like what Kiwanis is doing.
Wow, that's incredible. I think I think so far, right? I think all the Kiwani speakers that I met, you guys are like, wow, like 20 over years, 30 over
Yeah,
years with Kiwanis.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
once you step into it, you will never leave. Because of the support, right, to the community. Now, what about you, Gary? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Okay. um, I was roped in into a fundraiser about in the year 2001.
Okay.
My aunt, who is also a Kiwanis member from Klang, so I'm a member of Kiwanis Scouts Klang. We had a fundraiser called Food for Thought. It was a high tea event, and we to just to raise funds for the club.
Right.
Now, I was one of the MCs for one of the events, and it was a successful fundraiser as usual. And then at the end of it, another club member by the name of Dato Stewart came on board. And says, here's ask for $50, 50 ringgit. I said, what's this for? He says, you're signing up as a member. I said, oh, okay, fine. That's how I got started. That's how it started, and from then I never looked back. I know I've taken on positions in the district as a district treasurer. I'm currently looking after the youth program in Kiwanis for Kiwanis Malaysia, and I'm enjoying every single bit of it. Every time to learn and to learn for myself, and as well to inculcate and pass on what our experiences to the younger generation. It's great. It's good fun.
Right.
So
It's amazing.
it's never too late to join, whatever it is. So comparing with Dr. Laurence and Dr. Fatimah, I'm still one of the young members.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
You don't look so young though.
yeah, and especially when he exposed that he joined in 2001, right? So
Yes.
it's straight away telling people roughly like gauge how old you are already on life. Right. But back to, I think I wanted to direct this to Dato Fatimah. Back to you earlier. You mentioned that yes, you was the past governor, and then of course now as the chair for Kiwanis Malaysia Academy. Now this academy thing, right, sounds like an institution for learning. So what's this
Right.
academy all about?
Well, thank you for raising that. Actually, as you know, that Kiwanis has been around for 44 years.
Right.
And over that 44 years, I think we have done so many projects. And right now, we have something like 20 over centers. I mean, permanent centers. We run the center ourselves. And I mean, as you know, the Kiwanis members have been running here, they're raising fund, doing activities, program, bits and pieces here and there. So I think it's high time that we take stock of what we have been doing.
Right.
And we want to, you see, the center right now, the centers that we have, they are doing more or less their own thing. As you know, that we have like 7 Down syndrome centers, we have centers for children, job training center and all that. But nobody really focused on it to look to how to say, to consolidate it, to see how is, everybody is they call it low, Okay, so this idea came about, I think, during past governor Ivan Oz. He was so active going around, and he discovered that we should do something to strengthen our centers. So, okay, basically the academy, as you know, the word academy means learn, learning,
Yes.
trying to do something better. Okay, so basically the Kiwanis Academy is trying to I think to enrich, or to to promote education and learning for our, especially our focus is special need education for our youth development, like Gary is the chairman there, and also for all the Kiwanis members as a lifelong learning. So we want to be a Kiwanis member, we want to do good, we want to serve the children well, so we have to, we have to look into it, have to find out how to go about it. So this academy is, basically is trying to do that. So so right now we have been, I think, hardly a year. So we are very, very new.
That's very
And
new.
we have been, yes, we have been sort of groping our way around. But I must say that we are doing not too bad right now. And we have come up with 2 or 3 projects that
Right.
we are going to pursue. There is one is that is our main focus is special needs education. That means we want to run training and courses to help, to help our centers that run the special needs centers to you know to give them this confidence, or to enable them, to
Yeah.
feel confident running the centers. And we
Right.
do it training. We get whatever professional help we can. We also network with the government, like JKM, the Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat, and
Right.
also the Ministry Education special need education. So we are working on that right now.
I see. So you will also act as like the taking lead, I would say. Taking lead into
Something
all
like that.
the.
But of course, we work as a team, and I'm so proud that in our team we really have very talented and professional people. We have one professor, we have one or two professional. Of course, Ivan, me, the old guards, Ivan, me, and Rosemary, Rosemary
Yeah.
Tan.
Yep.
So are there. So we each of us have our own separate talent,
Yeah.
to our niche. So like say Professor Aptar, her niche is in ID. They call it ID. Something learning development or something. She
Yeah.
designed learning. And we have Fatimah Abu Bakar. She is into media and public relation. And we have Rani, who is into mobile learning. Of course, Rosemary is very good in service and service
Definitely.
enhancer, something like that. And of course, we have Hanin. So all of us work in tandem. How we can promote this academy better.
That's
And
amazing.
I, of course, being in the government, more in the management, putting
Right.
human resources
That's
together.
your forte. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, Dr.
Yeah.
Laurence, now tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about your role being the district governor, the current district governor of Kiwanis, Malaysia.
I think the word to describe it is to be a servant leader. I think that's what, we are a voluntary organization of volunteers. It's just not like corporate where you have the authority to tell people what you want to do.
Yeah.
So normally what I do is to facilitate and get the best talent for the type of job, And you can see that when you have people of talent and they are passionate. So normally what we do is that we get them to enlist to help, like Dato Fatimah, a past governor.
Yeah.
We have Ivan, we have Mario, Dato Stewart. I have many past governors coming back to serve. So my job is not to tell them what to do. My job is to make use of their talent and discuss on the direction,
Yeah.
and then let them do what they can do the best. So you find that I'm normally take a very at the back role, but monitoring to make sure that whatever obstacle they have is removed, or any confusion, and they have all the the space to do what they do best. Yeah. So I think this one thing I want to strongly encourage is that charitable organization of Kiwanis, we are always in developing future talents, and that's why you find that we are very proud to be able to associate with Aforadio in doing this series of interviews. I think they
Right.
exposed nearly 20 20 of our Kiwanian leaders across the country.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Our pleasure.
this is a kind of work that we as a district governor do. It's not to take the limelight, but really to encourage, provide opportunity for other people to come out and shine. So
Right.
I'm very happy to say that in my time that we have many big projects, long-term one that will make a difference in the years to come. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm very thankful that I got so many good, strong talent that's willing to step up and take the challenge. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're all guided by the same principles of Kiwanis. We have our motto, we have our mission, we have a defining statement. We all live by the 6 objects, and that is what is tying us together. The adherence to these principles and the objects, so that a lot of time when very senior people, we all have our ego problem, isn't it? we, we all
Right.
try.
Oh, are we losing Dr. Laurence?
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Okay.
Oh,
Are
you're
you
fine.
hearing
Okay.
me?
Yes.
All right.
Continue
So in
on.
that way, that's my role really, to identify what is the right thing, strategic direction for the Kiwanis to go in my term, and to able to provide the support and resources and to all these wonderful projects that we have. And I'm very happy that we see more and more new generations of Kiwanians, younger, more tech savvy, and that will augur well for the future development of Kiwanis in Malaysia.
Right. I see. Get us. Can you like roughly tell us just to an estimate, maybe like how many service projects that you usually you will host in a year?
I think so far we did a calculation. We had more than 160 over projects already.
Wow. You mean like just this year alone?
Yeah.
Wow, that's massive. I thought like probably you only
Despite of
160.
the MCO.
Yeah,
Despite of the
that's
MCO.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
and
the-
also I
the-
think people also gather up to actually help more also because everyone's in difficult times. Sorry, Gary,
I
is saying.
think, sorry, I'm just saying that my message to Kiwanians is that we form a club, we join a club. The objective is to serve. So when we don't do projects or service projects, then we lose the rationale of joining in the first case. So I strongly encourage all clubs to engage their members in really doing impactful, meaningful service projects and make a difference to the children that we serve. So I think that wherever I go, the first thing I ask is that tell me more about the service that you have done for the kids in your communities.
Right.
I think that is the heart of the whole rationale of being a Kiwanian.
And also for them to continue to be buffed up to actually to host even more projects like that.
Correct.
So is your Kiwanis what treasure hunt is coming back this year? I heard a lot about the treasure hunt over the years. It's like it is?
Yeah, I was told by the organizer that because of the difficulty of COVID to really do a COVID hunt, but they're going to do something very unique and different. So I will not say much until they come up with their plan and clear.
Launch it. Yep.
Maybe you can always invite them when they are ready to launch the whole program again. Yeah,
For sure.
I think it's a virtual treasure hunt. I was told.
Oh, virtual. Wow, that's interesting. Can't wait
Yeah.
for that.
Well, that's what the Kiwani spirit, never give up.
Try new things. I think that's where I think Gary would definitely come in for all his online and virtual platforms. Now, Gary, tell us a little bit what has been the journey for Kiwanis in the last couple of maybe 5 years to you.
Well, the last 5 years has been, has been interesting because, as you know, Kiwanis is not it's actually from the US, and the last 5 years, has been globally it has been challenging because there's a lot of challenges that the global economy is facing, especially with kids. Now, you've in your past interviews with our our past international trustee as well, in past Kiwanis KCF chair, Kiwanis Children's Fund chair, Mr. Huang Sha Singh.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that we want to do for the children. In Malaysia itself, we want to empower or how to put it, leave our legacy or transfer our experiences to the new generation. So through that, that's where I come in, through the SLP clubs, service leadership clubs and youth clubs in Malaysia. We have about 30 plus clubs now, ranging from primary to the secondary and to the universities. And we would like to actually invite more universities and also schools to actually, adopt one of the clubs here. Of course, we will assist and guide the students, guide the members as they go along, and to train them to be future leaders, to inculcate the simple term called, like what Dr. Laurence said, service or servant leadership. Help others first before before helping themselves. By helping others, you will actually learn or eventually benefit, because that will actually make you grow internally. That has always been the challenge, and that's where I also get involved with all the kids and also the programs in Kiwanis to inculcate that.
Right. So that's based on your own individual observation, I would say.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Okay. What about you, Dato Fatimah? Have you, observed, how has been the journey of Kiwanis in Malaysia over the past couple of few years back?
Oh, you're talking about 5 years back? 2 years or 5 years back?
5 years is fine.
Okay. Well, I would say that the last 5 years, there's some kind of a rejuvenation of the club,
Okay, wow.
So we have grown from strength to strength. In fact, when I took over as governor, unfortunately at that time, 2015-16, as Dari was mentioning earlier, there was some economic, globally economic.
Right.
But unfortunately, when I took over, the Malaysia's was in Kiwanis they have tier A, tier B, and tier C according to the GDP of the country, and Malaysia at that point was considered as a tier A, which means from tier C we jump to tier A. So meaning that we have to pay to Kiwanis International a certain fee, dues, If I'm not mistaken, 18 ringgit to 52 ringgit, something. 18 ringgit, 18 USD to 52 USD. So you can imagine such a big challenge for me then. And at the same time, we have to maintain like 1,000 members to become a district. So at that time, our membership was dwindling. We are about to lose it, to go below 1,000. And it was a big challenge for me. But as I say, Alhamdulillah, over the next 4 or 5 years, we have picked up and we have grown from strength to strength. Our membership grow, and I think we are getting better and better. I think right now we are getting even better. As we go forward.
Right.
Sustain that.
Okay. Speaking of which, this going forward, because that's the main topic for today anyway. So I think it's time for me to actually put this question out there. Can each of you here, identify one of the most significant maybe milestone which you had it in your mind, and that could be, the turning point for Kiwanis movement in Malaysia. And I'd like to direct that to Dr. Laurence first, because you being the current district governor of Malaysia, what has been a significant milestone to you?
I think one of the things is how to get the whole country together in one single project.
Right.
So over 3 years ago, I started a collaboration with MBO cinemas. All right, where we brought children to 22 cities in the country simultaneously. And we were able to bring about, correct. And one day with the support of MBO partner, we are able to show them a children movie at one instant in the whole country. and we bring about 3,000 or the 4,000, and we are in still the Guinness Book of Record in bringing one day children to all the cinemas. I think the art is not only just to make the children have fun. You'll be very surprised, you know. Some of these children have not even entered a cinema, because these are really the poor, underprivileged. And I can see, even like Gary and Fatimah will tell you, you can see the joy and the pleasure of
That
just
they
having a day out with a movie, getting treated well, you know, and it makes an impact to their lives. Yeah. So what we are trying to do is create possibilities. But the other thing which I'm happy with, in bringing this project to the country is not just the children that benefited, but also the clubs learn to work together, isn't it?
Right.
So you have so many clubs all working together to bring their children to these cinemas nearest to them. Yeah. So if you ask me, that is one of the projects that I was able to bring that allows us to really do something together on a nationwide basis, bringing joy and happiness to 3,000 over people. And I'm happy to say that MBO are also very happy with the collaboration, and they have agreed to support for another 3 years after the COVID. Yeah.
Starting another 3 years is like starting from this year onwards?
Yeah. So we have already completed the 3-year term, so they have agreed to. So the moment it's safe for the children, we will then continue with that project.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What about some any milestone for definitely have, but maybe just name us one, maybe for Gary?
Well, in the last 2 years, we started off and took on this Kiwanis 4.0 project. I know I'm really honored and to be part of that team. Being one of the very few tech-savvy people or IT people, we managed to rope in another guy called T.H. Hong. He to help us out. Him being from the industry, and of course he agreed immediately to join. He saw what we can do, and he wants to do more. And we roped him in as a member as well. So, like I said, it's never too young to join. And from there, for the last 2 years, we have been getting more clubs to do their branding. We've got at least half or maybe more than half of our Kiwanis clubs onto the website now. For them to showcase what they have done in their own community. It's growing. And again, we also took this opportunity because it was also very timely with this pandemic growing. We couldn't go out to fundraise, basically. Very similar like the treasure hunts, right? So with this, we started off our club in Klang. We started off the first COVID-19 safety net, whereby we raised easily, I think about in 10 days, we raised close to 20,000 ringgit. It was very clear and transparent. Whatever the funds came in, we were able to show that what we did was we actually bought food for the underprivileged or the needy in our community. We went out, of course, with the appropriate permits. We went out, bought food, delivered it. You should see the joy in the face. A lot of them are starving because of no jobs. Right. So this is what and this is one of the first showcase of what the digital economy and how you can raise funds using our platform, the Kiwanis 4.0. And as of today, we have more than half of the club on this platform trying to raise funds, for their own projects within the community. Amazing, yeah.
Right. When you mentioned about branding earlier, is it more like an online branding, like a virtual presence kind of thing?
Well,
or
branding
is on ground as well?
It's awareness, basically. A lot of people have heard about Kiwanis, but they didn't realize that we have over 65 clubs throughout Malaysia.
Yep.
In different communities, right? From KL, we've got many clubs. Now we have started Kota Kinabalu City, we've gone to Kuching, we've gone a lot down south and up north as well. But many people know about it, but they don't know what we do, and they don't realize that there's a club near them. So this particular branding is important because and awareness to let people know, hey, we are here and we are here to serve your community, serve the children
Right.
in your.
Definitely. Because I think like earlier when I was speaking with Mr. Lee and Mr. Huang, our past international trustee, right? Yeah, I think it's like sometimes a lot of people heard about Kiwanis like me, but I always thought like they only serve the special needs children, because that has been that hallmark with Kiwanis Malaysia. So maybe we tend to have that kind of perception towards it. But of course, after 7 episodes, I think our listeners will know by now we serve way more than just special needs
Yeah.
children.
Right.
So I think it's really good to get people to understand more what Kiwanis and the causes that you are supporting all these years as well, right? So
Yeah.
now, then Dato Fatimah, it's your turn. Now, what has been, a very significant milestone that, on top of your mind?
Okay, definitely is about our academy. So
Mm,
what I have to see is that the seed that we planted today in our academy come to a fruition, and basically I would like to see the centers, the special needs education centers
right.
for that that are run by Kiwanis
Mm,
are streamlined, consolidated, and enhanced. So I hope that we are going. As I mentioned, of course,
mm,
the ultimate would be we want to achieve a center of excellence in all
mm,
our centers, meaning that they have achieved a state of the art of what a special need education center should be, and that is
definitely.
our really but
Mm,
definitely, at least in the immediate objective is to see that all the centers have become more confident, more consolidated and streamlined
mm,
and what they are doing, and we have empowered them, to do
right.
better.
Fantastic. All right. Now, as we move on, of course, also, I think Dr. Laurence, now correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm not wrong because I got this info from Iwan. He mentioned that the district has saw membership growth of 50% over the couple of 5 years. So, how did you guys did that?
I think the success of any organization is to have a unified board of trustees and also senior leaders. We all aim the same direction and object. I think that's very key in the last 5 years. Is there's a lot of harmony. Now we attract a lot of professionals, starting from Dato Fatimah and subsequent district governors. You have met Ivan, we have
Yeah.
Mario, Dr. Stewart, and even the past like Adeline, and Ingtu. I must say that we work very well together, and that's
Right.
very important. When when there's unity and harmony at the highest level, we are all doing the same thing. We go out and become messengers of
Yeah.
of what Kiwanis is about. Because leadership is about modeling, isn't it? Huh?
Correct.
When there's no infighting, when everyone is sharing the same purpose, when no one is trying to grab the glory, personal glory, and say, "Oh, this is my term. This is what I achieve in life." For me, it is this servant leadership kind of attitude that's prevailing in our whole organization now. But more important is to refocus back to the service aspect of it,
Right.
because I am very strong proponent that it is the service that makes the difference, right? We are not like in the past. We just recruit by numbers,
Yeah.
having the quantity of members and inactive members that just join because of friendship. But they also leave very soon, you see.
Yeah.
So what we have is over these few years is to build upon more service with more engaged members who really go out, and the moment they see the value, the joy they bring to these children, I can tell you for sure, you won't leave lah. You'll be a Kiwanis for life.
Absolutely. For the past 7 episodes, every Kiwanis leaders are telling me the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty
So
sure strength is also numbers lah, because I believe you
yeah,
need to have like-minded
Yeah.
people in the team, right? To
yeah.
keep
If I may
it
add to that,
going. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if I may add to that, to what Dr. Laurence is saying, is
Mm.
that I think it's very important that any club, beside having a very good solid teamwork, but
Mm.
also we have a strategic plan. We have
Mm.
a long-term strategic plan. I think, and we follow through the plan. I mean, all the
Right.
leaders, not that this leader come, next leader change the whole thing, and next leader came and changed the whole thing. So that's why
Correct.
we stop. Okay.
The
So, but
transition, yeah.
for the last few years, we have a one solid strategic plan, and each leader follow through the strategic plan. That's why we have this very consistent, and that's why we can become, I think, more
Right.
productive, more
Mm.
I would say, very visionary, in all our
Mm.
whatever we are doing. So all
Right.
the leaders feel very, I think, very very good about it, because they are putting the effort into something that will definitely bring
Mm.
some
Yeah.
result.
Definitely. So that's
Yeah. As part of this strategic plan, I think we have a vision to have Kiwanis in all states of the country and in all major towns. That will help us to reach out, to
Yeah.
serve much more people, poorer communities, but at the same time to spread the message of what Kiwanis leaders are about. I think
Right.
only when you really have done the surveys, experience the benefit, then you become a true Kiwanian. So
Yeah,
I
we are
was
firing up the compassion,
yeah,
compassionate spirit in each one, just to light
yeah,
it up once, and that's it. You'll be hooked on for life.
yeah. So Selene is going to sign after tonight. We're going to
Oh,
get her.
definitely.
They're gonna monitor me right until I sign. Okay, but wait. Speaking about that, like earlier on, you all mentioned. Okay, let's talk about the presence. Earlier, you mentioned about you hope that every state will have a Kiwanis club. Do we already achieve that, or there are still a couple of states where we do not have a KC presence? Do we already have
I
that?
think for maybe we are working on in Kelantan and Terengganu. I think the
Ah,
rest of the other states we have a presence already. Yeah.
right. So I mean, actually, at this moment, only Kelantan and Terengganu
Yeah.
yet to have KC lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to preach to all the Kelantanis and Terengganu people who is tuning into this. Now, if you want to make social career a good
And
part,
Perlis, I think, and Perlis.
definitely. Oh,
Perlis
Perlis
itself,
also.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Perlis is a way to the north.
Yeah, the tip,
More
yeah.
different state. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm pretty sure that of course, despite I think the pandemic itself is definitely posed some big challenges to all KC, especially I think when we talk about fundraiser lah, like earlier Gary mentioned some of the events they cannot carry on as usual. Now, what could be some of the other challenging facets that you need to face, to continue to be sustainable throughout the year, or of course, moving forward? Only of you. Maybe you will have your challenges in your area.
I think when it comes to surveys, all challenges are can be resolved lah. It's just what form. Okay, I think during the COVID time, we raised quite a lot of money. I think easily about average $300,000 across various clubs, and we provide food, medical supplies. All right, but we work through with the authorities. Like we respect the law, the police permits, work with RELA people, and
Right.
yet we still, I must say, a lot of the Kiwanis showed up, stand up, and continue to do the service whatever they can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately it is hard to serve, and the ability to dare to work with authorities and action not words. That's the team. Yeah. So I think we don't measure ourselves by the quantity, but
Right.
really by our heart, our compassion, and our ability to deliver
Purpose
whatever
of
we
serve
can.
lah.
Yeah. So I must say this. I'm very proud of the team this year, the COVID challenge. And my question in one of my presentation was, what does COVID challenge us to be?
Yeah.
That was my
More
question to all the
resilient.
Kiwanis.
Yeah.
So I
Definitely.
think that they have stand up to the challenge.
Yeah.
And not only that, the use of Zoom technology, for example, in the past we always talk about it, Now it's
Yeah.
become second nature, you know.
Right.
For
Yeah, a
all
lot of people didn't know how to use Zoom. Did not know how to use. They didn't realize the mobile phones can be used for a lot of things. So now they
yeah.
are forced to do it, and I actually enjoy it.
I agree with that because, like, people are so caught up with Zoom lately. Sometimes they
Yeah.
tend to forget. Like, even sometimes you can just WhatsApp video to someone as well. Like, they tend to forget some of the basic function also. Now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, meeting. Let's go for Zoom. But
Yeah.
speaking of which, also, I think Gary, because Gary, you are like in charge, of this project 4.0, right?
Yes.
Has it been easy, or I'm pretty sure there must be challenges, to actually get all, because I think everyone across Malaysia of KC need to be together to embark on this project 4.0, right? Has it been
Yes.
easy for you to get everyone on board and to really understand and indulge in this process?
The challenge has always been trying to show that the end result. So that's why Kiwanis Club of Klang being the front runner for this, we showed the rest of the Kiwanis community what Kiwanis 4.0 is all about, especially with the fundraising of our COVID-19 safety net, what we could achieve without even going out to get the fundraising done.
Yeah.
All right. When that happened, everybody says, "Wow, this is a new way of doing things." That was the first challenge. But once they understood it, then everybody wanted to be on board. The second thing was to try to educate the general community. You must understand that not everybody is tech savvy. All right.
Right.
Especially with the mobile phones, they know how to make phone calls. They know how to, do WhatsApp. They know how to do the basics things. But what else can you do with digitalization? So this is the things that we are actually what do you call it? Starting up programs to educate our own members, our own clubs within Malaysia, for them to take this on within the community. So that is the next task that we are having. So everybody is all geared up for it. It's just to let them like I said earlier, to ignite their fire of wanting to learn and wanting to embark on this, and then they'll all they'll take this on all the way.
Right. Definitely. So I would say that the transition is necessary, but at the same time, of course, you need some time to get everyone to embark the journey together. But at least when everyone understood the purpose perfectly, it's just going to be easy.
Exactly.
And I think digitalization is really the way moving forward anyway. And it's not just about, even for a profitable organization, I think for NGO as well, particularly, is also very important, because you can't
look at radio stations. In the past it was just airwaves. You just hear the announcers, hear the people, and try to visualize how they look like.
Correct.
Technology, the new technology coming out. There's live broadcasts like what Aforadio is doing now, and everybody can be more interactive. That's where everybody's heading towards. That's great. That's
fantastic.
I think that the thing is that what COVID has challenges is to change fast, and I'm very glad that Kiwanis Club of District of Malaysia and the members have adapted very fast. Right now Zoom is now become common already. Even when they want to host their own club meetings, we are right now in the midst of training our president, secretary, and the treasurer across the country. And we're going to have our convention also in September, also using technology, broadcast platform. So I think in a way, it is been devastating in terms of the impact in the lives of people.
Right.
But however, on the bright side, we learn to adapt very fast. And I think it augurs well for the Kiwanis organization, because they attract new generations of younger Kiwanians who are tech savvy, and they feel more comfortable. We are not old men's club.
I guess because there's a lot of business professional, and because you all, it's not like, okay, I wouldn't say you all are old. It's just that you all joined at a very young age. But people only come to get to know about Kiwanis now, so they will most likely have this perception like, hey, usually only the professional and those like close to retirement are joining Kiwanis. But actually not. Yeah, I think Correct. So maybe you need to really tell people, no, we have
Yeah,
been there for 30 years. That's like 30 years ago. I'm still young.
yeah.
Right. Okay,
It's a
now
messaging. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, back to our Malaysian context. I think this one I posted to Dr. Laurence. Now, do you think that our current strength of the organization, do you think it's enough as of now?
No, I think that we will hit 1,008 members by the end,
And
before the end of the year. And I
uh-huh.
see over the next 5 years a possibility of hitting about 4,000 members. Yeah. All right. Because I think the momentum is with Kiwanis now, and thanks to Aforadio giving us a lot of exposure. And I think people are aware, and I think the Kiwanis brand is more trusted. We can raise funds through the Kiwanis 4.0. So I think that's very important to get trust, and that's where I want to emphasize in Kiwanis, when we raise, we have two accounts: a service account and an administrative account. All public donations go to the service accounts.
Right.
And we do not take a single cent out for administrative purposes. Whatever we receive, 100% goes back to the children that we raise the funds for. Yeah. So I think that's very important message that. But in order to do that, we have to be transparent. We have to be accountable. We have to be able to specify clearly how we spend the money, and to restate that all accounts are audited, and so that I will strongly encourage the public, if you don't have the time, give what you can, give more when you can.
Sure.
That's my message to all the people who are listening today, that you use Kiwanis as a vehicle for you to do your service when you are busy. All right. However, for those who want to be really involved and get the pleasure of and joy of really helping these underprivileged and special kids, to please join us and create a movement that is really doing value and creating opportunities and give hope to these children.
Right, definitely. Right. So thank you to you. Now I've got one I would consider like a final question. I think more for Gary and Dato Fatimah. Maybe you would want to enlighten us about what are some of the upcoming projects that you have, or that is happening maybe with Dato Fatimah. Like what could be some of the upcoming projects that you're looking at for your academy?
Okay, yes, thank you. We are now working hard to, I think, to carry out a training, training on special need education. So in fact, we had a few discussion on that, and we are, still debating whether how to go about it given the current situation. Whether to do, we call it blended, meaning partly physical, partly online, and so on. This education is what we call it an introduction to running a special need education center. So it is basically to because it's a beginning to allow parents, caretakers, teachers, even Kiwanis leaders, to understand more about the special need education, about running the center, so that each of them will understand, or each of them have a role to play. For example, a parent understand, how this is how it's run, in what way I can help to enhance it, or even the Kiwanis leaders themselves, the kind of president, secretary, who only raise fund but sometimes don't know what's going on in the center, So this is on top of our agenda. And the other one is also we call it the Peak Summit. Peak Summit is run by Rosemary and in collaboration with us. It is also a platform where we are going to gather information, exchange information, and enhance information on Kiwanis, on Kiwanis center services and all that. You see, so these two things, and the other one, I think is running, is that we have this LTT, learning through technology. This is a platform where people can just pay a very small fee, this is in collaboration with another mobile network, one of our
provider.
They say here at Kiwanis, you just pay 30 ringgit. Now we have a promotion to I think 17th of August. So you pay only 30 ringgit for one whole year. You can access information on anything, lifestyle, special need education, professional development, and so on. You see, so it is a special platform where it is where you can gather all this information. This is also partly a charity sort of drive, because people who subscribe to this, part of the money will go to our Kiwanis Academy. So
Right.
this, we have one or two other items, but we're still a working stage. But
Definitely.
this trip is definitely going to, to go on, hopefully by this year.
In this very coming few months, in these coming terms, these are the few projects that you're focusing. That's amazing.
Right.
So Gary, what about you? Maybe is it apart from 4.0 or maybe the next phase in 4.0 that you're looking at?
Well, at this point in time, we are actually conducting our training for our presidents, secretaries, and treasurers for the incoming year. Our next year starts on the 1st of October. So I'm actually helping to facilitate the whole thing. It's actually the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And in the month of September, that's where we have our district convention. So we are also hosting it online, but it's a mixture. It's virtual, but certain people, since we're able to get together, certain groups, the incoming board of trustees and the outgoing board of trustees will get together to actually be at one location for this particular special event, because there's to be elections and other stuff. And we're looking at this is again pushing about easily 200 or 300 attendees. And we've got our Kiwanis International President, Daniel Vigneron from Kiwanis Club of Luxembourg. He's keen to sign in as well. So we've got international presence. So again, bridging the digital divide, it's borderless. It goes across anywhere in the world. And I think, anybody, again, no excuse to not join in our meetings, because it's online. You'll be on the road. Exactly. You can be on the road. You can be at home having dinner, but you're still in a meeting. So there's no excuses. I'm not free and all that stuff. So really, it really helps. It really helps.
Right. I'm pretty sure that will work from now onwards.
Definitely. It's a new norm.
And it's going to be an existing, it's going to be habitual soon. Right.
Very much so, yeah.
All right. I think, thank you so much for, all the sharings that you have put through this interview so far. And of course, we are towards the end of our live session already. And I think in the previous episodes also, I always mention to our listeners who is listening to us, that working with the underprivileged, it's a rewarding job, I would say. So and have all the leaders to come on board and literally like pledging to the people to join Kiwanis. I think thank you so much, that you have done to really inspire all the Kiwanians to commit as well, because I can see like all the Kiwanians are also up online and then like typing comments and saying like great job to you guys. But I'm sorry to all the listeners that I'm not mentioning any of the comment for tonight, because I really want to have the time to solely focus on three of you. So anyway, it's been great having the three of you on board with us so far. I think it's fair to say that our viewers would have understand so much more about Kiwanis compared to maybe a month ago or 7 weeks ago.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Selene and AFO for giving us the opportunity to share our stories. Thank you.
No worries. And of course, it's my pleasure. And for those of you, once again, if you want to make social good part of your career, do consider joining Kiwanis Malaysia. They have a wonderful team, very good spirited, very soulful, and of course, they are very accountable to all the social causes that they represent. And of course, from AFO's side, I think we are also very proud and very grateful to be a part of the journey together. Now, having Kiwanis to be a brand partner, an NGO partner for our Safe with Stories My campaign. And we also hope that through this campaign, we will also be able to chip in some help to donate some, essential items and then support some education materials with this special needs children and also the underprivileged community. So back to our campaign. For those of you who are listening to this, if you wish to donate, just click on the link that we will pin below later on. And of course, as little as 15 ringgit, you can help feed special kids and vulnerable children. Right. So you can always visit our Facebook page, Instagram page, Safe with Stories My. So it seems like our time is up. So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Laurence. Thank you so much, Dr. Fatimah.
Thank
so much,
you.
Gary,
Thank you,
for
Selene.
your time.
Thank you.
All the best
Thank
in your
you.
endeavors. So
Everybody.
stay safe,
Selene,
yeah.
of course.
And hopefully we can meet non-virtually soon. Right.
Definitely.
With your,
Alright.
with your application form, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Alright. See you next
Alright,
time.
bye-bye.
Everyone. See you next time.
All right,
Thank you.
bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.